The bottom left right now. The Terran player in the red. He just saw the Emperor lose. We have
Slayers TaeJa.
You won't be happy about those spawning positions because Cezanne, the OGS player, is starting at the top right in the blue colors. He is starting cross position to his opponent. Is distance possible? It is.
OGS Cezanne.
I couldn't pronounce that correctly even if I tried.
Well, some people used to say Cezanne, and Artosis was actually one of the first people to do that, so a lot of people started calling him Cezanne, but then most Koreans say Cezanne, so I think that's the way it's meant to be pronounced.
I can't copy that sh sound that the Karrigan voice does.
It was just the CH sound, basically. Cezanne.
I'll try.
But yeah, of course in Korean there's no Z sound, so they do the next best thing, which is to make a CH sound in most cases, or sometimes a J sound.
TaeJa's trying to be a little bit cute by hiding his barracks, just basically trying to hide it above the mineral line of his natural expansion to freak his opponent out, but Cezanne is now going for that natural right at 15 supply, and yeah, well, no scout so far, no SCV out on the map for TaeJa.
Yeah.
He will have to...
I think we're going to see Reactor Hellions from
probably.
him. The weird thing about this, though, is, well, he's going to make his barracks on the low ground. He may go for that Reactor Hellion on the low ground. That would be interesting, but we shall see what his plan is.
So a little bit of pressure with one barrack so far. Well, Cezanne should be ready for that. And he will like those positions quite a lot. As a Zerg player, it's really annoying if you realize that your opponent is starting clockwise to you. Clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise.
If you're at the bottom right, it's clockwise. If you're, of course, otherwise, it's counterclockwise.
Because then it's really hard to hold your expansion to the marine tank composition that a lot of Terrans use in order to siege up at the low ground. The medivac will give vision onto the high ground. Sometimes we even see that elevator play. And holding that natural is really tough.
Well, TaeJa just rallying Marines out of that barracks. No reactor being made.
The pool is done now. Bunker being built.
Second refinery for TaeJa.
Very early. Is he going for Banshees?
It's entirely possible. Yeah, it's not the best position for Banshees. He is making a lot of drones get pulled here, though, and actually not the best micro from Cezanne. This bunker may very well finish. Always really funny when this happens.
Already.
Yeah, this bunker's gonna finish.
It's gonna be. Yeah, he's not even targeting the SCV. Oh.
Nice micro by TaeJa. Of course, not gonna lose that SCV to Surgeons.
TaeJa now has the first. He has the support being built, and he's going for the first Hellion. At the same time, having additional Marines joining that attack.
Was embarrassing.
3 Marines are in the bunker. A 4th one is going to arrive.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to kill this hatchery, but he's going to keep the Zergling count quite low. He may want to target the Queen, considering he's going for some sort of starport play, but decides not to, just keeping the Zergling count low.
And he's doing a really good job with his solar step. Has already the Hellion with his army, so he can now try to get down the Queen and the Lynx. That is actually a really powerful attack by TaeJa.
Yeah, really nice. And TaeJa, no tech lab on the starport. Now starting the tech lab
being built now. And he's doing a really good job by occupying his opponent. Cezanne is now just focusing on fending off that attack. And he has 2 queens, so it shouldn't be a problem. Spreading creep between his 2 bases, which is really smart and will help him with the defense against the Banshee play.
And it looks like he is going to clean this up completely now. The Hellions will escape, but the Marines will not. And, you know, Cezanne actually looking pretty good about this, considering that TaeJa does not have a command center. He did kill a decent amount of Zerglings, and right now the worker count is 23 to 24 in TaeJa's favor. But the Banshees are not going to be too much of a concern for him unless he's getting an Evolution Chamber. Guess what? He's getting an Evolution Chamber. This is pretty, you know, all in from TaeJa, to be perfectly honest, especially across positions.
He has an Overlord position. He knows that his opponent doesn't have an expansion. So jumping to the conclusion that there might be a Banshee play is a fair... Opala, killing some of those zones.
Nice spawning pool positioning there, making sure the Hellions couldn't retreat.
It's a fair assumption that when your opponent is not going for command center follow-up that he might go for a Banshee play. So building that evolution chamber is not just a random choice, but he just reacted to what he saw with his Overlord Scout.
Right now, as far as workers goes, it's 28 SCVs to 19 drones. He's making 4 right now. 2 spores, though, are being made, and that is going to be the key. TaeJa is going to send his first Banshee over. He's got Cloak finishing up right now, but the spores are going to be enough to grant vision. You know, he's going to want a lair, of course, ideally to hold this off, because without it, the Banshees can find certain areas to poke at, but he's going to be pretty decent against this. I have to say, he's already got 3 queens out as well.
With a creep spread between his bases, he's fine. If he would have lacked the creep, then he wouldn't have had the opportunity to just assist the one queen in one of the bases. So he's like that, he can just run between the 2 bases as fast as the Banshees can, so he should be alright. We have the lair tech going on right now while TaeJa is getting an expansion. He's a little bit late with that. The harvest count is still in favor of the Terran player though. Slayer's TaeJa with 32 against OGS Cezanne's 30 drones.
Trying to target down drones, but cannot because the queens are there. The lair is already halfway done. The spores granting vision to ward off the Banshees. Trying to get as many drones as he can. He's gotten 6 so far.
Doing a decent job. 6 kills is actually not too bad.
Yeah, the command center is done as well, so he's not super all in with this, but he's definitely put himself in a tough spot now.
We have 8 additional drones being built for Cezanne. He's trying to increase his drone count now, but once again we have those Banshees, and 2 Banshees can just one-shot a drone. A queen is actually dying.
Yeah, she was the wrong one. The one that had the transfuse died, so the other one couldn't help her.
This was very smart by TaeJa. It was definitely a purpose decision of him. A conscious one.
Obviously, and he's going to actually take out this extractor, which is quite nice, because the Spire is on the way, and without that extractor, he's not going to be able to make as many mutas as he wants.
Saving both Banshees. This is huge.
Another key is that TaeJa has Stim almost done, and he followed up with Barracks play. He was already prepared to follow this up. He's got 2 engineering bases as well, so he's got the ability to make turrets. He knows the most common follow-up to this type of Banshee play is mutas, and he's already ready for that transition.
He has another Banshee. In total, he has how many? 3 Banshees.
Not really able to use them a whole lot at this point, but you know, they're still there, they're alive, they're pretty strong units he can use to fight later. May even use them as defense against Zergling run-bys he might have to deal with later. He's not going to be able to use them very much now that the mutas are almost out, but keeping them alive is very important. They still have that cloaking ability. They can harass 3rd bases later as well.
I don't agree with this decision to attack with them again, though. He needs to make sure that they are repaired. He's just checking the watchtowers in order to clear any unit that is trying to occupy the watchtowers, but still, he should repair them.
You know, it looks like he's actually going to go for a timing attack with these Banshees. He's cleaning up the watchtowers so that the Marines cannot be spotted. But
very nice shot of a changeling, by the way.
Yeah.
We had on camera a second ago. Combat shield being researched, +1/+1. 7 Modules. Do we have the engineering? Yes, we do.
Yeah, he's got
obviously.
2.
Does he have the tower?
No turrets yet.
No turrets.
2 medevacs about to arrive with this push, but like you said, he did not repair the Banshees. That means they're going to be much weaker than they could be. May just use these Banshees to generate vision for the Marines so he can take out this extractor. And that's really going to limit the mutilus count again. I really like this play by TaeJa.
Killing extractors is so smart. As a Zerg player, you are dependent on gas. You will have a lot of minerals in the later stages of the game, but gas is what really holds you down. What is happening with those 2 medivacs?
That was scary. Well, yeah, I like this play. He's taken a bad situation where his Banshees were not able to do a lot of damage, and he's turned it into a decent one. He's trying to do the best he can. He is going to end up losing these medevacs by the looks of things. And perhaps even his Marines. I don't know if that's enough.
Uh-oh. The Marines are running for their life, trying to target down the Banelings.
More Marines arrive. Close call. The Banshees remained alive during that fight as well. Still have not been repaired.
And are still going for another attack. Taking down the Changeling. Baneling speed now being researched. Creep is spreaded further and further by Cezanne. The supply total is 116 to 94 in favor of the Terran player from Team Slayers.
These Banshees will cloak and kill the Queen at this base. In fact, with no Overseer nearby, oh, that was close, almost losing some of those Banshees. No Overseer nearby, he's going to have to remake one. And he's targeting down the hatchery. He's not going to kill it, most likely. The Overseer is almost finished, but he's damaged it significantly, so when TaeJa comes by for another push, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. And in fact, the hatchery getting very low.
And you know what? If he repaired those Banshees, the hatchery would be dead.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a very good point.
And now sieging up at that position that Zerg players hate.
Oh, close call there. But yeah, TaeJa's damaged that hatchery significantly. He's going to go for this push at these positions, just like you said. So difficult to deal with as a Zerg player because your melee units cannot engage correctly.
But what's really important, he was able to spread his creep to the position, so the Zerglings and Banelings will get that additional speed bonus. And Zergling speed and Baneling speed at that are both done. So he might be able to crush that. Of course, TaeJa upon arriving already scanned and killed all the tumors. The creep is receding.
Oh, here we go. I think this is a really good time for Cezanne to come in.
Trying to attack, trying to connect with the Banelings, and the Marines doing a really good job at moving his Banelings, but it's not enough. There's still too many Marines left.
A huge second wave coming in here. Cezanne is in trouble. He's down 30 supply. He may just end up dying to this attack. I'm really impressed with TaeJa's ability to transition. His micro, his decision-making, everything almost flawless.
TaeJa should really try to go for that third now. It is so low on HP right now.
Yeah,
and 170.
Yeah.
As soon as he attacks it, it will die.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he's not going for it. In fact, more so than just surprised, a little bit disappointed.
I was waiting for a small group of Marines trying to flank that third while he was trying to occupy his opponent at the natural expansion.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed by that. Maybe after he destroys these rocks, Single can get all of his forces together again and go for another push. He actually was able to thin out the Mulus count a little bit, but it's about 15 right now.
150 against 130 supply, and TaeJa now investing even more in upgrades. He's going for the +2 attack upgrade. He's on 1-1.
Indeed, and look at that. Going up the watchtower. Cezanne doing everything he can to try to get back into this. His creep spread is not very good right now either. He's trying to get as many creep tumors out as he can.
15 drones. He's droning up once again. He's on 56 against 62 harvesters at the moment, so those 15 will be important. And I have to admit that I'm also a little bit disappointed of Cezanne not transfusing that hatch.
Yeah, a little bit.
He has excess energy on both queens, on the queens that is natural and the queen at the third, so he could at least spend 2 transfuse in order to save that.
Oh, he does get a tank here, but that was a close call. Loses actually 1 Muta, almost 2.
+2 attack for the Zerglings is now researched.
TaeJa is about to have 2-1 though, and the Zerglings are just at +1 right now. They don't have that secondary upgrade just yet. It's on its way, but
finally that attack at the left. Trying to go for that hatchery. Is he using that transfuse?
Yes.
Another one at the right. He's transfusing, but it's not enough. It's not enough. The third dies.
Close call there. Cezanne has a large army. He has to crush this force of TaeJa right now. He should have enough to do it. Here we go. We'll just see how cost efficient he can be though. Needs to get his Banelings in a really good swap before engaging. Here we go.
He is splitting his Marines, and that's what he does right now. Will he be able to take down the Banelings of his opponent? Cezanne with a right click onto the Marines, trying to kill his opponent's Marines while killing the tanks with the Mutalisks, but the army has been swept away by the Zerg waves, and now TaeJa is just trying to reinforce with the next wave of attacking units. That army is just too big for Cezanne to take down.
Yeah, quite large indeed. A drop actually for TaeJa going around to the new third base. He may even be able to force a cancel on it if the units of Cezanne are out in the middle of the map. He's actually consolidating his forces to go for another attack. TaeJa's pressure is awesome. He does not stop attacking. He attacks well. He micros correctly. He never goes with too small of an army. He's going to catch these mutas flying over the Marines. Oh, taking out about 3 mutas there.
He's 40 supply ahead, and the most important thing is that he's constantly researching new upgrades. He will be on +3 attack very soon. He's now once again trying to get a grip onto that third base while moving in at the natural as well.
Yeah, the most of the units are distracted. Looks like TaeJa's not going to commit to attacking Cezanne's natural because there's too much creep spread there. He can't even clear it up in time.
He realizes that that is way too dangerous. He's already ahead. He's getting a 4th now, so he's just calling it a day for now, waiting until he gets more units, and then he will start the attack once again.
Very true. Nice creep cleanup here. +3 weapons on the way. He's at 2-1 right now.
Harvester count is about even still. Cezanne trying to flank his opponent, take down 1 or 2 tanks, medivacs, but the Marines are doing a really good job at babysitting those tanks.
Indeed they are. TaeJa going to lose it. Actually a decent amount of Marines here though, getting a little ahead of himself, but the trade was okay. A lot of Zerglings dying as well.
4th base attempt by Cezanne. He's getting one at the 12 o'clock position, while TaeJa is now also getting an expansion at the bottom of the map, but still blocked by a Zergling.
And it looks like Cezanne is actually setting up for a huge flank, sending a ton of Zerglings to the left side. He may catch some of TaeJa's army, but TaeJa actually repositioning, realizing what's happening. He's got the watchtowers to spot for these Zerglings.
His +3 attack upgrade will finish soon. A planetary fortress upgrade now at the bottom.
Oh, he didn't go for the planetary.
Oh, that might kill a lot of SCVs. He's going for the run-by attack, but the Marines are ready. Marines are ready. Clear that up. The first doors in the army of TaeJa now as well. And he's about to max out. He's at 194.
3-3 on the way, +3 weapons. For infantry about to finish, he does have +1 for his siege tanks and Thors. And he's just going to continue to put pressure on this natural. Cezanne is not going to be able to mine from that gas.
And this time he has enough tanks to back up that position. Oh, losing the queen. And no, even the Mules can't achieve a lot. The drop onto the high ground needs to be careful with the medivac though. One spawn girl is attacking.
Here we go!
Cezanne is going for the attack, streaming in with all his Zerg forces, but there is way too much. Has he enough Marines though to deal with the Mutalists? That's the main question. And
well, with +3, it looks like he just might.
But he's killing a lot of tanks.
Very true. TaeJa now 60 supply ahead, and a huge wave of Marines coming to back this up, as well as that first Thor you were mentioning.
Getting more Banelings, but it does not look like Cezanne will break that army of his opponent. This is way too much for Cezanne to handle. This army is too strong.
Yeah, and Cezanne looks like he will die here, Caldor. He does not have enough units. He's making 20 Zerglings right now. He's got no Banelings. GG!
Cezanne is down 1-3 in this group. TaeJa on 2-2. Emperor as well.
Yep.
Okay, so we have TaeJa and Boxer on the same numbers of games won and lost.
Yeah, Boxer and TaeJa both at 2-2. The rest of the players having a score that's very low. Of course, we've got a lot more games left. We've got ASD to play against Squirtle and Boxer to play against Cezanne, some of our next games. And then, of course, after that, Genius will play against Squirtle in a PvP. And then finally, after that, TaeJa will play against ASD for the final game. So 4 games left to be played. And I think, considering that TaeJa and Boxer are both tied in the lead, it could go either way, really. I think Boxer's actually been playing really well tonight, and it's hard to say who's going to come out on top. It's really tough.
Due to the fact that Boxer was able to defeat TaeJa, though, if they end up with the same score, Boxer will advance.
Very true.
Our next game is going to be ASD against Squirtle.
Yep, the map is going to be Antigua yet again. And ASD, man, he's got the look of a killer, just like I said. He's dangerous, man. Watch out for him. I'm
leaning
serious.
forward.
He's ready. Look at that. He's like, my monitor's slightly askew. I can't play like this.
He wants to jump into the game in person in order to help his units.
Here we go. The map is loaded, Caldor. The players are ASD and Squirtle. The map is Antigua. The show is the GSL up and down matches. Here we go.